Depression is a profound emotional state that can engulf individuals in darkness and despair. Feelings of hopelessness may lead some to contemplate suicide, seeking an escape from their pain.
In this video, I would like to speak about depression, suicide, and mental states. Explain in details what's this and how to deal with those really. Because I myself struggled with that for the last 30 years. I also had suicidal thoughts. Maybe not attempts, but thoughts. Almost weekly, sometimes daily. I learned how this manifesting itself, how this appearing in the body, where this coming from. I had enough time to explore that topic and enough understanding inside to know what's that and what we're dealing with. So mental psychosis, mental states, depressions, different psychiatric disorders, it's a accumulation of negative impressions inside, in the mind. We, during the life, doing lots of different actions which are not in agreement with our body, mind, soul, heart, existence, Allah. They have simply bad energetic load. It's later on stay like a stain somewhere inside of our mind, that inner body. And when we lower our internal energy, when it is low, when we have low frequency, that energy is low, it's creating negative thoughts. Those appearing in the surface, those whisper to you. In Quran it is said that when we are wrongdoers, Satan is assigned to us. That Satan is that wrong whisperer inside. We don't have goodness in the heart, good feelings, good vibes. And that Satan is assigned to us, it's whispered to us. And when we not observe ourselves, when we have no awareness, when we not pay attention to those things, when we not observing those things, we quite often follow those things. So basically you identifying yourself with your own mindset and what is creating. You are not your mind. Mind is like a container, hard drive, which contain all them energies, all them thoughts. But you are a radiant being, you are love, tranquility, that spaciousness inside, which can observe all them thoughts. It's happened recently that my own cousin, very close cousin, commit suicide. And I quite regretting I had no chance to talk to him face to face, as I perhaps could be the best person to speak to about this. Because I myself dealt with that for such a long time. I've been treated by psychiatrists, by many psychiatrists, for depression, anxiety disorder, different psychoses. Recently, when I work as a prison guard, I had mental help about post-traumatic stress disorder. All them things, whatever bucket you're gonna chuck this, I see it's this accumulation of negative impressions. Science treat this with drugs, with medicines, chemicals. I've been treated by this for 13 years. I tested more than 20 of them till I wiped out all possibilities to get any solution from that. I seen it simply make me dull, not healing. Some of them chemicals get into interaction with my body, with my mind, energetic system, and there was very short period of time improvement. But majority of them simply make me dull, changing like chemistry of my body, and I felt not myself. I understood this long time ago. I tested so many of them till after a while where I explore all the possibilities and way, I reach for last help, means spiritual journey, spiritual sources. I reach for first, it was Buddhism, 1.5 year, later Christianity, 1.5 year, Hare Krishna, 1.5 year, and finally Islam till now I am Muslim. I practice prayer 5 times a day. 5 times a day I coming to the same space inside of me, place, ruh, heart center, whatever we want to call it, that soul. And from there I observing those things, I feeling those things which are appearing in me. Even now sometimes I've got that, not so much, but I still have those suicidal thoughts, those thoughts which whisper to you, your situation is hopeless, you have no energy, this and that happened to you. This may be fact and not, because this is complex, that machinery, our body's heart, mind system, many things going on in this. But I see clearly that when I started my journey, let's say when I was 17, 18, and that depression appeared, that depression was caused by negative impressions from the past. What I seen, what I observed, what my father present to me. I had to, as a young person, deal with it, observe that. I was too young, that mind, developing brain, mind, was too young to observe this, to hear it, to deal with those things. And later it's my sensitiveness become anger, unbearable anger, not controllable anger. I was able to go into a group of 30 people and start fight with them, like I wanted to commit suicide by somebody else's hands. Let's put this clear, that was kind of insanity in me. I lose control over my own mind. I become rebellious against life, against God. And here is the main answer to that topic, to that question, what is depression? It's a disobedience, internal disobedience. You identifying yourself with the mind which is disobedient to existence. It's read life story through negative impressions. There's plenty of them in the mind, not through good vibe and feeling, good frequency, but very low frequency, very low energy. It's forming those negative thoughts. And we most likely, when we have no defense shield against that, no protection, not pray, not meditate, we most likely follow those. The mind, which creating suicidal thoughts or anger or things like that, have very strong pull and energy behind. We most likely will do it. I've seen more than hundreds of times during last 30 years in myself how those things manifesting when you want to get angry or something, want to be disobedient. It's rising in you with that energy. It's very unhappy, it's very angry, want to destroy everything. If we follow this, we're creating more of that energy. And when that energy is full and that cup is full, we are lost in that mind matrix. We are not anymore ourselves. We are not humble at all. We don't know what God requires from you. And if God requires from you, you are disobedient. You are rebellious against that. That's what it does. Sometimes I have to admit I am rebellious. I don't want to do things. I perceive them from my mind. They are heavy things. I don't want to do them. That's a rebellious thing. You are asking for something or something happening in environment, in life, which require from you something, and you are very unhappy. That's the rebellious element in us. That's the low energy, low frequency. That this is so-called Satan, like not observed mind. Sometimes we don't know, don't understand things, and we are rebellious against them quite often good. We quite often fighting with God himself, with what is. We cannot fight with what is and what that isness require from us. When we're fighting against that, we are losers. And in that, and lack of understanding of reality, that anger, hatred, that disobedience is created. And later on, depressions, different psychoses, different mental disorders. As well, we can be victim of observation of that world and take part in different, or be victim of different events or experiences of negative background. We see war, we see killing, we see aggression, all them impressions staying in the mind. And there may be time and moment that mindset, that body system cannot cope with it. That cup is full at that moment. My cup was full long time ago, and it took me 30 years to deal with that, to come from my own mind, observe it through prayer, meditation, fasting, scriptures, to change the current of the mind. But that, because when there is depression appear, this is very low state. Current of the mind is like against going opposite. So through prayer, meditation, we're changing the current of the mind. So it start flowing in the right direction. It's like right flow from your heart, from your soul. Where you are in that flow, there is peace. You are observant of your own mind, feeling, thoughts, emotions. But when we are in that low energy and that negative thoughts are created, that heavy energy in your body, in your feelings appearing, and current of the mind is opposite, there is no almost way to observe those things. It is like you see this appearing, but you cannot do anything with that. So there are moments where it most likely you're gonna follow this. I've seen many times that those things arose in me, that I wanted to be raging, hateful. There was times I was hateful and raging. Actually, there was many times I took parts in big fights, things like this. I was stuck in my mind, in that madness of that mind, that matrix. And when those explosions of aggression in me, it's happened many times, they destroy like energetic body. After a while, after all those explosions of aggression, it's become depression, anxiety, lack of energy, low energy. And my world become dark. Deep depression. It's been diagnosed. But somehow in my core, I knew that life can be different. That life can be full of light, can be pleasant. I didn't feel this way. I felt like environment is dark. I lost completely, like hearing this singing of the bird, feeling the weather, lightning, smell of the rain, tap of the rain. Those senses been so destroyed that I stopped feeling that, stopped experiencing life. My aliveness gone at some point of time in life. But I knew somehow deep inside it can repair itself. There is a way to repair this. So through many years, at least 20 years, I walk like a blind moth to that light, with believing someday it's gonna change. Even there was time many years ago, my own grandmother told me, there will be time you come out from this. Like she understood completely what's happening to me. Today, now, I thinking that God himself told me that. Because indeed when I look at that, it was impossible way. On that way, when there is chance for you to come out from those mental states, then only God can help you, nothing else. Because when you are left with your own mindset and those super negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts, aggressive thoughts, you won't be able to deal with those just like that. You can take drugs like I did for 13 or 15 years till I understood that's not the way. That's not gonna solve the problem. It's keep me dull and change me into person who I didn't know who I am. That's not the solution, definitely. Solution is in rewriting energy of your mind, body, heart, system, soul. And when that energy improves, when you keep observing those things, keep feeling yourself, those appearances, then also your thoughts patterns and current of the mind change. And doors to life start opening. You start feeling life. You start feeling that wellness, that softness inside. It's all about that softness, to have and keep that softness inside. When we lose that softness, when our heart is like hardened, like the writing about this in Quran, heart is hard, then we're becoming like animals. We are impulsive, reactive, like monsters. Small impulse, we are ready to fight, we are ready to hurt somebody. And what is scary, when we landing in those mental states, when all of this become this way, when our soul ruh is corrupted, we see wrong version of reality. Simply like psychosis. We may look at somebody and we perceive him as an enemy. Our own mind take control to such a degree. We're judging somebody and we convince for 100% this is your enemy. So you may likely follow that Satan inside of yourself mindset and attack that person or hurt that person or be very envy, very angry at that person or group of people, whatever, because we see illusion of reality. And that reality, that mind matrix, can behave in million various ways, present as a reality which have nothing to do with truth. We're observing this world, those wars, those sick things in this world. They are all caused by the same element. We try to be masters of that universe, try to be masters of ourselves, but we don't know that life is not this way. We don't know what will be tomorrow. We're trying to control everything. That's not right way. Actually, God is controller, but we need to be like obedient to Him. We need to follow Him. We need to pray, meditate, and reach that soul in that softness. Do those things. That's the only way and solution to all the human problem. And if we find ourselves in that hell, in that chaos, internal chaos, we may have already hundreds or thousands of different habits which put us out of the heart center, out of that ruh, somewhere else in dark space. We may consider ourselves as a lost. We may follow those. We may not know anymore where we are. But still there is solution from this. If you read book like Eckhart Tolle book, he writing in his book that don't identifying yourself with the mind. Have that conviction when you are depressed and all this madness happening with you. Please understood that you are not your mind. That's Eckhart Tolle words. You are not your mind. Whatever happening to you at the present state with you, not means it will be the same for X amount of time or years. Because in natural way that body heart system purifying itself, but you can dramatically help yourself by implementing practices like Islam. And actually religious path will be good, where you explore that internal kingdom. But Islam is really ideal, Because 5 times a day you're coming back to that heart center and slowly polishing that mirror. You're actually mirror. When you have chaos, darkness inside, you see that darkness outside. When there is anger, you see that anger outside. When I started my journey when I was 17, 18, I was full of anger, and I seen the anger outside. I've been attacked by people. I took part in big fights, many, that's happened for many years, many times. Few times someone want to stop knife to me. But somehow I knew God, there is something like force, like God. I never abandoned that it may help you. It will guide you. When there is this understanding, it will guide you. It will fix you. Whatever sickness you got there, depression, whatever psychosis. But as well, together with this, it took me time. Because when there is darkness, when there is this madness, you are disobedient, you don't want to pray. There is some evil intelligence in you. You don't want to pray. You hate those things. Like me at the beginning, I hate to read the Quran. I could not do it. It was not digestive. That low energy not cooperating with that high energy. It's cannot. Like love is a fire to that. It's not digestive for that. When we turn our skull into something like that, we are a bit on lost position. But there is a way out of it. If we are stubborn, if we are strong. And there will be many obstacles on our way, many hostile situations. When God decides to fix it, actually this is as well automatic process. Your body, your system, natural system, natural way try to get rid of all those things. So it will be bringing you experiences to face those. But if we have no understanding of God, if we have no that like, we'll be fighting with those. More we fighting, more we creating of that chaos. But the way is like I did at the beginning for many years. I had no like internal space, openness, spaciousness. I was passive, completely passive. I rely on this inside. I allow things many times. Later on, when you have that energy, you can speak to those things, bad things, reply to those. God create that spaciousness and give you wisdom and understanding. Turn that hardship, that darkness into something precious. It takes time. The changing of energy from negativity, from low frequency depression to something positive, to loving energy, it takes long time. Sometimes people changing just like that from alcoholic problems, drug problems. But sometimes that mind develop some sick, evil wisdom, disobedience. And process might be much more harder. Nobody said it is impossible. It is possible. Everything is possible. There is no impossible things for God. Together with that wisdom which is born in that transformation, we got more access to ourselves. Those spaces, dark spaces, will be brightened up in us. Doors which been closed will open slowly. You start slowly appreciating life, appreciating things, appreciating your beingness. It's about learn again how to be. And on that journey, I seen my mind been like knocked out many times. Like for many years, actually 30 years, mind been keep emptying, like things from that mind been rejected, purified, cleansed, removed. Because that process is about renewing your mind. You have to renew yourself completely, mind, body, system. Because those negative thoughts, energies, they will cause you as well illnesses. Different illnesses, that energy of those things are accumulated in your belly, in your chest. You may have asthma, like I have asthma. You may have problem with digesting system. For last many years, I thought many times I'm gonna die from those. But I'm still here. And I'm getting better and better. I see my life like a reverse process. When I've been like 20, 17, 18, 19, 20, I felt like 90 years old person. Now I feel younger and younger. It is actually state of your soul, what you carry on inside, how it is, how this function. If this creating positive thoughts, if this seeing life and appreciating life positively, or this is hateful. If you turn yourself into depressive state, that means it is like last stand. You are hateful towards many things. Your mindset is hateful quite often. Oh, it's hateful. I have to admit, I was one big inside hater. I hate everything. I walk outdoor. I didn't like the weather. I didn't like anything. Any kind of activity, I was bored straight away. Bored. So what we can be. Sometimes one wrong mistake in life can turn that energetic system, body system, into pile of negativity. One mistake. But repair is not looks like the same. Repair is much more harder. So we should think million times before we turn that into suicidal negative state. The true heart center. Because later on, way will be like through hell. You will have to face many things. Actually, God face for you. Through your eyes, through your soul, God face those things for you. I see many times in life and later on when I work as a prison guard, like some forces been sent to me. 7 guys or whatever. I meant to be killed or badly hurt, but I wasn't. I come out in one piece from those. How to explain those things? What protecting you? I understood this long time ago that God is a master here. God is the ruler here. It's a something, some force which can protect you in those situations. Not allow you to die. Slowly, like, correct your energy of your body. Bring you back your wisdom, your functionality in life. And still will be hard. We can be victim of many things. We can be as well took parts in many things, many bad habits, which also destroy our mind-body system. Computer games now, social medias, those things have horrific, they destroying your focus, destroying your energy. After a while, when you're tired, they causing you stress. When this is going on like that, your mind is slowly destroyed, degraded. That's also what I did. There was many things. Human being touching. And later he don't know where he is, what causing his depression, mental psychosis states, things like this. He reaching for drugs for this, thinking it's gonna fix him. No, it's gonna dull him. It's not gonna do, it's gonna keep him fairly stable, but it's not gonna fix those things. Because that mindset have to be rewrite, energy have to be repaired, renew. It's a long process, painful process. When we land in that depression, this is one of the last signs, signals from the body and also from God. Look into my direction. Start using my tools, because they are only thing which can repair that system. Depression is a disobedient state, is a low frequency and energy, where we suffer badly torments and amount of those negative thoughts processing in our mind is huge. It's a big traffic of negativity. I remember myself, there was almost no positivity. That becomes so dark, an energy of this. I seen darkness around. There was no positive thoughts, like I forgot every positive thoughts. There was positive impression from the past. All of this been like pressed out with negativity, only negative left in that space. So if we fill that space with that, somehow this happened, like your mind, all of this collapse, and you find yourself there, then what is left is reaching for spiritual sources. And even if you reach for those, that inside Satan, you created the darkness, will be fighting with you. So my message to you, if this gonna happening to you in such a way, or you got suicidal thoughts, or very bad things happening to you, in those very moments when you catch yourself at least little bit with awareness, reach for prayer, for meditation, and you're gonna see suddenly it can bring you back. Suddenly you may feel better. I did this thousands of times when I, let's say, in the nights I could not sleep. It is like you suddenly are in the outer space, hang out somewhere, like it is very uncomfortable. You are in the space of the mind which is harmful, hostile. It's only thinking about how to damage you or somebody else. This can have different forms. Extreme forms of that are those who people attacking other people, hurting other people, and they even cherish that, they even are happy about that. I hurt that guy, I stabbed knife into him, I did this, I did that. That voice is not a God voice. This is Satan voice. We are not aware that every negativity, hostility in us is a Satan voice. That's not coming from right source. That means we are partially corrupted. Part of the mind of ourself already overtook us. It is corruption. That's why we're doing that. That's why we're taking pleasure in that. Something which taking pleasure in hostile things, it comes from wrong source. And earlier or later it brings us sorrow, suffering. And when our soul will be completely destroyed, we are lost. We go, like the saying in Quran, we went astray into direction of hell. And coming back from that is super heavy. And only God can allow you to come back from that matrix. Because this become like a matrix. On every corner you got different monster. You with your wisdom and destroy mind won't be able to deal with those. God have still that soul inside of you which is able to deal with those things. But you cannot fight. You cannot use the same negative energy against those things because you create only more. You have to become like passive, not reactive to those things, to those appearances. There will be many of them on your way. Many. Salam alaikum.